2 years ago, my father took me to a Thanksgiving party and I didn't really know anyone there. So my dad suggested that I sit down and talk to this man, Shelton Prudhomme. He ended up telling me his life story that night and it was absolutely captivating. He was a sniper during the Vietnam War with some horrific stories. After the war, he flew with the Commemorative Air Force for over 40 years, flying in warbirds like the BF-109, the P-38, and the Yak-3. He loved to skydive and he loved to ride his motorcycle. Then he said the most powerful part, and the reason I'm here before you. He looked at me and said, "But now I'm a weak old man, and I can't do anything." He struck a chord with me that night, and it was powerful. The next morning, I woke up and I knew I had to do something. Serendipitously, I was born in Dayton, Ohio, the birthplace of aviation. My grandfather flew in a bomber in World War II, and I'd always had a natural love for World War II era airplanes. Right around the time I met Shelton, I had discovered a flight simulator on my computer with all of the same airplanes that Shelton flew years before. That's when I resolved to get Shelton in front of that simulator. But at the time, I was a broke college student, and I didn't have the resources to make that come true. Since then, I've graduated from the University of Dayton with a few business degrees, and I have a full-time job at a research and development company in Beaver Creek, Ohio. I built a computer capable of running the simulator at the highest graphical settings. I bought a VR headset, and I reached out to Steve Crandall of Flyboys Deli, and he was gracious enough to let me use his simulator hardware, the seating, the joystick, and the throttle controls. The stage was set for Shelton to fly the simulator, so I reached out to him over the phone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you kind of told me all about your life and that you flew P-38s during the Vietnam War or after it. But he didn't remember who I was. He was surprised to hear from me. I remember him saying, "Nobody's given a damn about me in years." And that's when I knew I was on the right track. I think this is the closest you'll be able to come to flying a plane again. And it's
Well, I'm kind of anxious to see it.
So we met at Flyboys on a Saturday morning and we got him straight into the simulator. Was a natural, or rather he had 40 plus years of experience flying these planes, so he mastered it pretty quickly. I would like to tell you that he loved it and that it was just like the real thing, but I should have known better. This man flew real P-38 Lightnings, and no simulator is going to touch that. Instantly he was giving me feedback on how it could be improved. The joystick was lagging, there's double vision in the headset, and the tail rudder controls are necessary. You're right, Shelton, it needs to be better. So that's why I'm here. There's room for improvement in the setup, but the hardware is expensive. I can't keep using somebody else's flight controls and seating, and I want this to be bigger than what I can achieve alone. I registered a nonprofit in the state of Ohio called VR for Veterans, and our mission is to bring the best flying experience possible to veterans. Through this process, I've learned two things. The first is that people that have flown airplanes unanimously praise it as the most fun thing they've ever done. And the second is that I don't derive happiness sitting at a desk. I get it when Shelton's face lights up with that headset flying a P-38 once again.